I should the camera. Sure thing. Yeah, so these are tattoos that represent who I am.
Means?
So this means inner peace. So they're the 7 chakras, but what they mean is inner peace.
Inner peace.
Yeah, that's who I am. He was an American, African American. We dated for 3 years, and we met in university. Again, it was lessons. He was a regular human being, but we just didn't see eye to eye, and that's how relationships go. Really, you either work out or you don't work out. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Who broke up with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is he?
One day I was just tired. I was tired. Yeah, I said, if we stay in this, we won't grow. We'll be holding each other back. So we decided it's okay. But it was a good break. Now, there was no fight. And, it's okay. It's okay.
Tambuka gikobwa haranira iryo kamba wihesha agaciro mwana wanjye.
TV umunsi tugiye kwakira Akaliza Amanda ni umwe mu bakobwa 37 bahatana kuvamo 20 bazajya muri bootcamp ya Miss Rwanda. Ni numero ya mbere ko iyo urebye kuri list y'abakobwa ariko no mu matora kuri internet no kuri SMS n'abandi bakobwa hari hafi mu top 10 z'abakobwa bitwaye neza mu majwi yo kuri internet no kuri SMS. Akaliza Amanda tubaye kaze mu kigo.
Akora.
Meze neza?
Meze neza.
Amahoro? Who is Amanda?
Amanda, I would say I'm a dynamic person. I'm someone who enjoys doing so many different things, creativity, especially creativity, and when it comes to advancing society in a healthy and positive way, meaning sort of like an advocate. I am a graduate. I did international relations. I'm also an international. I've traveled a lot. I've been to different countries. I've learned a lot of different cultures, but most importantly, I'm Rwandese. I'm very proud Rwandese.
Wow, that's good. Ibijyanye imyaka, amashuri, ages, amashuri na Kaminuza.
So how many schools I've been to? Okay, so like I said earlier, I did a bit of traveling growing up. I did my nursery in, so I was born in Uganda. I traveled to Belgium. From Belgium, came back to Uganda. I did some more school in Uganda. Then I came to Rwanda. I did sort of P2 to S1 and Green Hills and Riviera. Then I went to Zimbabwe. That's where I did again
from
2009 to 2012, and then from 2012 till 2019 I was in the United States. That's where I did my high school and I did my university, and then I moved to Mauritius. That's where I did some work for 1 year, and I came here to Rwanda. I did my best. I remember. Yeah, I had good and bad moments. I remember I used to start off kind of bad, but then I would push and do good. So, for example, in high school when I graduated with honors. I didn't start off good because I was in a new culture. I was in America. I had just moved. So it was hard for me at the beginning, but as I got used to the culture, as I got used to how people lived, I pushed through and I graduated with honors.
Dreams. Dreams you have.
I wanted to actually be a lawyer at first.
They changed from lawyer to?
It changed from lawyer to psychologist.
Yeah.
When I went to university, I was pursuing psychology. And then I realized that learning psychology because I went to a predominantly white school, so that means mostly white people. And sometimes when you learn something in an environment where there's not enough people of your culture, or not enough people that look like you don't get the best education on how to deal with them psychologically. So I changed that and I did international relations. And then I realized that deep down, really, what I want to do is creativity, music, modeling, and that's what I've been pursuing ever since.
Kwifuza kuba umuloya byaturutse kuki?
My mom, she had done her law degree, but she went off to do other things. And also I used to like to argue a lot when I was a kid. I liked to make a point. I liked to defend myself and defend other people. So ni gutyo byaje nashaka kuba umuntu defend people. Yeah.
Ibijyanye n'imideli byo byaje gute modern byaje gute ni nabyo byanagusunikira kwitabira beauty pageants?
So byatangiye muri New York, kuba model. Byatangiye muri New York. When I finished school, I decided, okay, I like creativity, nkunda kureba, yeah, nkunda no kumodelinga, nkunda gutwara amafoto and everything. So muri New York hari ama agencies zihari. Inshuti yanjye umwe yambwiye ngo just go try, then urebe see how it goes. Ngendayo mbona agency intwara. Bambwira ko yeah, you can be a model. So I have a contract now for 3 years. And that's where I started. Oh, yeah.
Gukora ibintu bya modeling wenda na New York niho wabaga uniga byari numva ushaka wenda uretse kuba waragize inshuti yakuze uti keep trying your best. Byari ibintu washakaga?
Yes. Yes. It came from, I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable modeling. And I like to, especially when it comes to fashion and design, guhindura ukuntu abantu bareba fashion in this world. And if I'm someone who can help change the fashion culture and have more bold looks in fashion, I like that. I like also making statements with fashion. The way you dress is
the way you impress others.
You impress, exactly. So I want to I like standing there and showing people that, you know, dressing up can bring about different emotions and different ways of thinking and different perspectives. So it's kind of an art form for me. And it also comes easily. I like it, I enjoy it.
Your contract, what is in that contract?
Within the contract of for 3 years, it's a contract that states that I am they represent me in the modeling world. It doesn't affect anything else, of course, but in the modeling world, it means that New York, the agency I work for, represents me. They're able to get me, if I went back to the United States, they're able to get me jobs with different fashion houses. So for example, I've worked with Guerlain, I've worked with Pat McGraw. These are different fashion houses or fashion designers and makeup artists specifically, actually, in the United States. So what this contract entitles is they work as my agent and they find me different opportunities, whether it's in New York, whether it's outside of New York. Yeah, that's what it does.
Hari ibirori wamurizemo imideli?
Sorry.
Ibirori, I mean, hari event witabiriye kubera your contract?
When I was in New York, yes. I had, especially because I was around my agency, I would definitely go and do different events and do, or at least work with different fashion houses. But ever since I came back here, I've taken a break because I want to be able to bring fashion here mostly to Rwanda and work within the Rwandan culture and the Rwandan fashion houses. And if I'm ready, I will let them know that I'm ready and I want to do other things.
Modeling and music career.
Music.
When?
When I was young. I used to sing all the time. I in with around friends. We do shows also, so I was just singing. So yatangiye, like it was something I loved to do. Hanyuma, it changed into something that relieved stress. Kuririmba, that's how I express myself. And also I write my own songs, and it sort of helps me describe who I am in a good way that people can hear and listen and enjoy. So it's changed from something that I love to something that I need as a person to feel good.
Hari indirimbo wandikiye abandi.
Yes.
Ngiziye.
I have 2 songs.
Like
Nobody's Fool and Foggy Nights. Both of them on SoundCloud. And Nobody's Fool now, and it's 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I know Rwanda actually.
iravuga kuki?
It's about the message of, okay, so it has 2 important messages. Number 1 is having to stand up and stand tall in any situation you're in, and not allowing people or anyone to make you feel small, to make you feel like you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know who you are. And the other, but it comes under the fact, but it's about relationships also as well, because in the previously I was in relationships that didn't work out, and most of the time I felt insecure during those moments. And I realized that, and the song talks about it. It says, when you're in a relationship, sometimes you get into bad ones where you feel small, where you feel like you're not worthy, where you feel like you don't have potential. But then you have to step out and realize that you're actually someone who has worth. You're someone who is beautiful, someone who's intelligent. So you have to pick yourself up and become the woman you're meant to be, not because you have a man, but because you are a great woman. So that's what it represents, basically, independence and knowing your worth.
Tutararenga aho ngaho. Relationship yawe byagenze bite? What happened to our relationship?
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. We parted ways because I think in relationships you meet people who are a blessing, who are meant to be for you, and then you meet people who are supposed to be a lesson, who you're supposed to learn from. And so the past relationships, they were just ones that I had learned from, and it didn't go well, but it taught me a lot.
Who is that guy?
Who's that guy? Yeah. Hey, you're really going into all the questions. He was an American, African American. We dated for 3 years, and yeah, we met in university. Again, it was lessons. He was a regular human being, but we just didn't see eye to eye, and that's how relationships go, really. You either work out or you don't work out. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Yeah.
Musical, Indirimbo, it's a great relationship, yeah.
It was based on my experience in general with what relationships mean to me. So it was over time what I learned, from interacting with people, what I learned from that relationship as well. What I learned, what I'm trying to teach myself as well. So it didn't come from one specific thing. It came from just learning over time. Who broke up with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is he?
One day I was just tired. I was tired. Yeah. I said, if we stay in this, we won't grow. We won't. We'll be holding each other back. So we decided it's okay. But it was a good break. Now there was no fight. And, it's okay. It's okay.
Then the second song is?
The second song is about my state of mind. So like I said, when I write music, it's about expressing myself. And there's a time I've been talking about this where I was going through mental health, where I was going through anxiety and I was going through depression. And the best way for me to talk about it at that time was to write how I feel. So that song is about what it feels like being in a bad place. It also talks about as well as relationships. Honestly, it's all tied to relationships, but especially during that time, it was me in a bad place, trying to express to someone that I care, but then they weren't listening, and I wasn't there for them. But it's all under that.
Was this one Yakari? When did you release it?
That one actually, I did it. I released it last year, and it's actually an interesting story. I recorded it muri closet, in a closet, like muri wardrobe. So muri wardrobe. Oh, is that how we share imyenda? Okay, so ntabwo nayifite. This was during ya mukabati. Kuko ntabwo nayifite studio. Yari during pandemic. Ntabwo twari dushobora gusohoka. I wanted to record that song, so I saved up money, ngura a microphone, nanuza some
keyboard,
little keyboard, a little like my laptop, everything. I designed it and then nishira muri cupboard, mukabati, ndarecordinga, nyohereza producer, Elwa. Sorry? I think he's in Rwanda now. Yeah, he's a very, very good producer. He was previously working, or I think still working for Motherland Studio. So I sent it to him, and it took us months, but finally I put it out there, and it's a great song. So.
Indirimbo zawe ziri kuri cloud, kuri iCloud, kubera iki? Kuri YouTube how abantu bashobora kuzaseka.
There is also Nobody's Fool is also on Apple Music. Apple Music is also. Sorry, yeah, you can, if you type it in, you can find it.
And the vuga zinjiza in the form of money.
Do I make money off of it? So you can make a bit of money by posting songs and having people like subscribe to your channels, or but it's not enough. The best way to make money for me is touring or creating merchandise, like let's say clothes, or performing around. But it gives you a little bit of money. But in the music world, you have to do so many different things to make money, or you have to be one of the top artists to make enough money. So it takes time. Money comes just a little bit.
Uzabikomeza kuririmba?
Cyane rwose.
Hari indirimbo iri muri studio?
There's one I'm working on right now.
Featuring?
It's just me. It's just me. I'm waiting for the Miss Rwanda process. When it's over, I will get back into the studio.
Oh, that's good. Let us down the page, then go to Miss Rwanda. Why did you choose to contest for Miss Rwanda?
I chose to do it because I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Miss Rwanda is a platform that is not only meant to empower women, but it also allows women to contribute, to give back to society. And once you win the competition, they give you enough funding to create a project. And my project is the one that matters a lot to me. It's something that is personal. I have dealt with mental health. I know that there is solutions to the problem, and I want to have this platform, a platform that really allows me to be my creative self, to be my independent self, to be who I am, but also at the same time contribute and give that project. So the reason I ran for this is because it's a space for me to give back, and a space in which I feel comfortable giving back.
Is there the beauty pageant you have also contested?
Have I ever done any other? This is the first one.
This is the first one.
Very first one.
Uyu munsi uri mu bakobwa 37 uri gukora iki kugira ngo amajwi azamuke? For the internet and for the SMS?
For the internet, SMS, I'm sort of what's the word? I'm advertising for myself on social media, asking people to vote for me. I'm relying a lot on my family and friends who are supporting me so much, and I have to say thank you to them, honestly. I'm relying on being myself and hoping that people can see me and like who I am and what I represent, and hopefully they can go ahead and vote for me as well.
Give us the details about your projects.
So I'll give a few details. Number one, like I said earlier, it's about mental health. And what I'm trying to do is not only spread awareness, because we've talked about mental health a lot in Rwanda already. I think now the issue is finding out a solution, you know, and the solution is therapy. The solution is going to seek medical care for it. Just like when you get a physical wound, you go and seek medical care. Mental health needs the same respect. So I want people to know that in Rwanda we have mental health facilities. I want them to know that it's okay to go seek mental health facilities, because at the end of the day, if you're much better in your mind, you're much better as a person and you can be more productive. So that's what my project is on, is to get people to understand that there's a solution to mental health issues, and it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to push the stigma away and sort of, yeah, like I said, find a solution.
Then why do you think the crown should be yours?
Why do I think it should be mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll speak for myself. I believe that, like I said earlier, if the crown is mine, I'll be able to do a lot with it. I'll be able to continuously fight for mental health issues. I will continuously represent Rwanda in a respectful, in a proper way. And honestly, where I am right now in life is I have enough confidence to believe that I can make it. That's all I can say. So that's why I think it is. But at the same time, the crown is how can I explain? The crown is a crown, but what it represents is what I feel I'm ready for through this project and through just who I am as a person.
Ni igihe ki washyize tattoos ku mubiri wawe?
Sorry, when did I put it? So this one, it started. This one's are going to be an issue forever.
Nabonye ku mafoto, nabonye mu mugongo, amafoto menshi ari kuri ageze. Byaje gute bya tattoos?
It came when I was in university.
Can you show the camera?
Can I show the camera? Sure thing.
Yeah,
so these are tattoos that represent who I am.
Means?
So this means inner peace. So they're the 7 chakras, but what they mean is inner peace.
Inner peace.
Yeah, that's who I am, and that's why. I like visual representations. I like to hold myself accountable. You see, when you put a tattoo, you have a tattoo for life, right? So having a tattoo for life and looking at it sometimes reminds you of something. So for me, for example, looking at this, I have to remember Amanda, Ndashaka, Mahoro. There's so many different ones. I'll explain those ones. But this one means I want inner peace. I want to keep finding happiness. I want to keep finding peace within myself. So every time I lose that, sometimes it reminds me. It's like, Amanda, remember.
You have inner peace.
Huh? I have to. We all do. We all do have to find peace. Huh? This one I put it about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Mamugongo? I've seen it.
That one I put on my 21st birthday. Yes, that one means, so what it says, and the day came, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk to blossom musical. It was more painful to hide who I am, to be scared of becoming something in society, to be shy. So I realized I don't want to do that anymore. It's more painful to be small than it is to take risks and to do big things with your life and to be happy with your life. So that's what it represents. It reminds me every day, Amanda, take a risk, do something more with your life.
You just to go in the contest for Miss Rwanda. Take a risk.
Take a risk. There you go. Take a risk. This one I actually did it here in Rwanda, and it was for a good price. It was about 20K.
20K. Then this one?
This one I did it in Mauritius. It was a bit more expensive. It was around 50K.
The tools?
Yeah, both together.
Then
both for my birthday. That one was even more expensive because I did it in the United States. It was 120.
120k.
It was my 120k. It was for my birthday. So I decided, let me.
gusa iyo mu mugongo ujya uyireba uravuga ko yo ku kuboko yo wibagiwe ufata akanya ukayireba Amanda ukibuka ko ukeneye inner peace then mu mugongo ujya uyireba.
Do I look at it? It's just a reminder, like sometimes I look at it, you know, sometimes you know that you have a tattoo here. You know that that's who you are, you know. Yeah, it reminds me.
Ubaye Miss Rwanda bakagusaba kuzisiba wabisiba?
It's not possible to erase tattoos. But what I will say if I'm running for Miss Rwanda is this. I believe that there is more to somebody than their physical appearance. On top of that, I don't believe there's anything wrong with tattoos, really and truly. And that's because, as you can see, even if I have tattoos, I'm still smart. I still know how to speak. I still know how to represent. I'm an educated woman. And it shouldn't be something that limits me. Honestly, no physical no physical attribute should limit a person from taking risks and doing something big like Miss Rwanda. So also, on top of that, I can't erase them. It's impossible to erase tattoos. But yeah, and I think Miss Rwanda is they're open enough to it. What they're looking for is three things: is beauty, brains, and culture. If I'm able to represent beauty, brains, and culture,
That's all.
that's all that matters.
All about the ring.
Oh, it's my mom who gave it to me.
Show us.
Sure.
Ni igihe cyayigwa.
A long time ago, when I moved to the United States, and I moved to America, she gave it to me as a promise ring. She told me, Amanda, I'm giving this to you. You have to promise me to be successful. You have to promise me to be focused. You have to promise me to be a good girl. And I said, okay. And ever since then, that's what I've been trying to do.
Yagize niyo mukunzi.
Oh yeah. No.
Amanda, byari byiza kugana nawe. Turasoje ikiganiro. Ariko niki kikuri ku mutima wabwira abantu?
I'd like to tell people first, thank you for giving me the space to run for Miss Rwanda, accepting me for who I am, for voting for me. I've seen the numbers increase every day. So people who have done that for me, thank you so much. I also like to say that I'm ready and also very humbled really to be taking this step in representing my city. And I just hope that I continue making you guys proud, and you see, and you just give me the space to basically show you my project, and hopefully we go with that. So yes, again, thank you so much, and I'll see
Let's
you
wait on 6.
Let's see where it goes.
The final.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.